knowing about DARVO, being able to spot it and tell yourself, and even plan, expecting it and knowing so that you're not caught off guard by it can help you, the target, manage the situation.
When you look across the landscape of wrongdoing and you see the ways in which people kind of, I don't know, have almost like a choreographed way of responding when they get in trouble in public, it can really feel as if like they're all sort of like trading tactics. Well, I was lucky enough to do a fellowship at Stanford in a year between my time as a correspondent at Al Jazeera and when I was working at NBC News, and I made a friend there, one of the other fellows, who told me about an acronym that she had come up with and had studied and quantified, and it was called DARVO. And DARVO stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse, Victim, and Offender. It is a way that she basically looks at, the ways everybody from Clarence Thomas to Brett Kavanaugh to President Trump managed to kind of wriggle their way out of an accusation and reverse it, flip it back on the accuser. She really opened my eyes to an amazing array of problems around this. And she's gone on to do some really incredible work. A lot of this work comes from a place of incredible personal bravery on her part, which we'll get into in this conversation as well. But when I knew I was going to do this podcast, I knew I wanted to have her on. And so this is, I think, for me, it's a really near and dear topic. And I hope that you learn as much from her as I have. Dr. Jennifer Freyd, Professor Jennifer Freyd, it's great to have you here, but I'm going to call you Jennifer in this conversation because we know each other, right? We were fellows at the Center for Advanced Study in Behavioral Sciences at Stanford. That's where we met. We were like walking buddies. We were lunch buddies. So I'm going to call you Jennifer through this, if that's okay.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So I'm sort of workshopping a kind of introductory question, and I'm asking you to sort of help me with it. Let me know if this sort of lands for you. But right, the theme of the rip current, this publication I'm doing in this podcast series, is this idea, right? A rip current for swimmers it's an invisible force, very hard to spot from the beach. And even when you're caught in it, you don't know you're in it often. And very often your instincts in trying to get out of it are wrong. You swim against it and exhaust yourself and get carried further out to sea. So it's this sort of, for me, it's this symbolism, right, of these larger kind of hidden forces in the world. So if you were to describe a rip current that you think people should know about, what is the biggest, most dangerous rip current, in your experience, and how did you first come to sort of understand it? Again, this is loose. I'm workshopping this. You know what I mean? I don't have it tight yet, but help me think about that one.
Yeah. I mean, that's a hard question to answer what it's like the most.
Yeah, the
Because,
most is not right, right? So let's see. Let's
yeah,
do it together. But what's one that you
one.
have specialized in
Yeah.
your life? Yeah, in your
Yeah.
career and encountered.
Well, one thing that I notice is that people can really fight with their own feelings of attachment, love, caring for other people or forces that have hurt them and maybe are continuing to hurt them. And the, that fight is usually counterproductive because the feelings come from really the way we're constructed, which is to grow attachments and care for people or groups that we're spending a lot of time with that in some way provide us with resources and at least at some point in time care for us. And
Mm,
it doesn't really work to tell yourself how not to feel. And it,
mm,
it can just be a big energy sink to be having that kind of internal battle with oneself. Um, in contrast, if if you're feeling those positive, in a sense, positive feelings towards a person or a group that you know are actually hurting you and not good for you, instead of fighting the feelings, you can take action to set up boundaries and um, figure out what to do with your emotions in other ways. And it's just probably gonna it's like swimming sideways out of rip current because it's not fighting some big force that you really don't have a lot of ability to fight just through rational thought.
Yeah. So you when we first met in this fellowship, you sort of opened my eyes to this whole concept, well, two concepts, right? A concept of institutional betrayal, and then the institute that you now run, uh, that's named for the idea of institutional courage. And this is sort of what I'm thinking about in the that's what you're saying reminds me of is these concepts, the idea that, oh, I have this connection, this bond with this institution that I work for, or I'm a student at, or whatever the thing is. And oh my gosh, they've betrayed me entirely. How do I square that with my instincts? Like you say, this sort of tribal understanding that I'm held in the bosom of this group. How is it possible that they've done this? You know, maybe we should just sort of let's do some biography if we can, just to sort of give people a sense of it, because I think your experience professionally and personally, to the extent you're willing to talk about it, is really I mean, for me, helped me understand just how deep your work goes. I don't know. Where do you want to start with that? Can we do a little bit of that?
Yeah, I think it might make sense to talk about a concept I developed even before institutional betrayal that really inspired institutional betrayal. And that concept is betrayal trauma. And I started to work on it. It's what I've called betrayal trauma theory um, in the early 1990s, partly in response to my own experiences, for which I did not have a very good explanation. And at the time, I was a tenured professor of psychology who knew a lot about memory and quite a number of things. But what I did not understand at that time, because nothing I had learned in school had prepared me to understand, was that one can forget some terrible betrayal for some period of time and then remember it.
Hmm.
And so I really set out to try to understand that experience. And I knew I wasn't at all alone in having that experience, but it was my own encounter with it that caught my attention. And the theory I developed, betrayal trauma theory, has at its core a concept I call betrayal blindness. And that's not seeing a betrayal in its fullness. Sometimes not seeing means not seeing at all. Sometimes not seeing means seeing a little bit, but not in its fullness. Something going on that is really hurtful and damaging.
Hmm.
So, for example, a child being abused by a parent who doesn't fully see it, or a partner in a marriage being abused by their spouse and not fully seeing it. And I developed a theory to explain that. And betrayal blindness, according to the theory, comes from an absolute need to remain attached to individuals in those cases, and later I extended it to institutions that are providing necessary resources.
Hmm.
That attachment is what helps keep the resources coming. And it's very dangerous to separate oneself. And I think we see this all the time. I think we see this in the world right now. People's
Hmm.
great difficulty in separating themselves out from organizations that they know are doing hurtful things to them and other people. It's a
Hmm.
very basic need to keep in a position where resources continue to come in. When we're in a very empowered situation where we don't depend on somebody who's mistreating us, then we typically are very aware of betrayal.
Sure, and
Eh,
easy, and it's easy to take a stand. You're not dependent
yeah,
on that person. That's right.
right. And so we fight or we withdraw. It's, the source of major conflicts all the time and the end of relationships. But when there's dependence, think what happens. If you fight or withdraw, your situation might just get a whole lot worse and you don't have, or you think you don't have other options. I think a level of complexity here is people sometimes misjudge the options that they do have. But say a child, they don't have other options, particularly.
Mhm.
What are they going to do if they reject a caregiver? It's not going to help them in any way and might
Mhm.
cause them to die.
Mhm.
When somebody's in a job situation and their employer's mistreating them and they're fully aware of the betrayal and they react with the natural kind of responses of withdrawal or confrontation, they may lose that job. And depending on their skills and the employment situation, that might be the only job that they are able to have or that they think they can have. So the consequences of seeing betrayal can be very great.
Mm.
And this is relates to the thing I was saying at the beginning about people not fighting their attachment because the attachment really springs from the way we're wired up. It's part of our evolutionary history that we have this strong positive response, typically the emotion of love, to caregivers.
Mm.
And it's when a kid's been abused by a parent, they not always, but very typically will continue to love that parent. And
Mm.
then they can fight it in themselves, they can hate themselves, but that's really not counterproductive. Protecting themselves from an abusive parent, that's productive. But
Mm.
trying to stop having those positive emotions. And similarly, if you're working in a company that you've devoted your career to and really formed an attachment to, or maybe it's your school or your government, and then they're betraying you, it's not helpful to be fighting your feelings of it, about it. What is helpful is to be taking protective action and figuring out what actually you can do in that situation.
When for you in learning about betrayal blindness and without dragging you into talking anything you don't want to talk about, your own experience of sort of coming out of that fog.
Yeah.
What is that like? What is it like when one sort of sees the plot accurately for the first time, in some cases years after the
For
betrayal that
most
you're talking
people,
about?
it's a crisis. It's a
Mm.
usually a stark crisis to go from some degree of fog, as you call it, of not seeing something, and then seeing it in its fullness, and that can uh, be as if it has just happened to you in a way. It can
Hmm.
be it
Hmm.
can be just a very profound crisis. Um, Adding on the layer too, people often then blame themselves for having not seen it, for having stayed in the situation, and et cetera. So, um, it's a very profound experience. And
Mhm.
for a lot of people, I think what motivates it is that by not seeing it, it's hard to stop ongoing mistreatment, whether it's
Hmm.
to oneself or to other people. So that's the big cost in not seeing it, is it's hard to stop it if you don't see it, and it's hard to prevent other kinds of betrayal from other people because you've kind of turned off your detection mechanisms to
Right,
not see it. So
right.
it puts you in a really vulnerable position, even if it might keep you alive, because
Hmm.
seeing it's so dangerous. But at some point in life, you may find yourself with enough distance and resources that in some sense it is now safe to see it.
Mhm.
And it's very painful, but it is not going to risk your life to see it. So,
Mhm.
but often what motivates it is actually to protect other people.
Mhm.
So, in my own case, I remembered certain things from my childhood, and I'm sure that a major factor was the vulnerability of my own very young children, and
Hmm.
how my seeing it would allow me to be much more protective of them and keep them
Hmm.
safe.
Hmm. So because you were at that time a young mother, something in your wiring connected to those instincts around safety and your children, and it
Right.
somehow gave you what your brain needed to see through, like you say, to lose the blindness that you had had until
Yes.
then.
Yeah, it kind
Hmm.
of changes the trade-off, the equation. Like,
Right.
what's
I
the
n
cost of blindness versus the cost of knowledge? And
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, and I think, for many of us, protecting our children is such a high priority that we'll go through a lot of suffering in order to protect children. And certainly that was
Yeah.
my experience.
It's sort of the first time in a lot of people's lives where they can actually consciously sense that their parents are less important to them than this new family unit they've built. I've had this experience, right? Where you suddenly, there's this, I just turned 50, and for my 50th birthday, I got myself a tattoo with my kids' initials on them. And that's the first time in my life I've ever considered putting anybody's name on me, including my parents, because they're the penultimate, they're the ultimate responsibility. And so it eclipsed my relationship. No, I still love my parents, and I'm fortunate to have a nice relationship with them, but it eclipsed my relationship with them. It changes your perspective. That's really interesting.
Yep.
So, at that time in the 90s, when you were starting to create that theory and think about that, there was this fashion in, God help me, mainstream media, what I do, what I did for years for a living, of of pushing back against the idea that one could have remembered something from years prior, and right, recovered memories and all of this sort of stuff. Is there, people listening to this may think, oh, I know about that. Yeah, people, therapists were tricking their patients into thinking things that happened that never happened. You're an expert in this. You spent a career thinking about this. Is that a thing?
Memory's not perfect. It's not perfect in either the sense that you're always accurate, and in some sense, you're never fully accurate. It's always digested through your nervous system. And it's not perfect that it's not always available. And we all have this experience in the most mundane ways. Where are my car keys? Did I turn the oven on or off? I can't remember. And then remembering, but being wrong.
Mhm.
Oh, I parked over there, but in fact, parked somewhere different. So errors in accuracy and failures in what we might call memory persistence are just common everyday ways that the memory system can break down. And fortunately, most of the time, we remember what we want to remember reasonably accurately. What is important for people to know is these two aspects of memory are correlated with one another. So you can think something happened to you and be wrong, but you're not more likely to be wrong or right depending on if you forgot it for a while. They're
Hmm.
just two different aspects of memory. And in the early 90s, these two things were completely conflated with each other. So people would talk about false memories versus recovered memories. And that's just a false dichotomy.
Hmm.
You could have you can have memories that are inaccurate, whether you have the experience of always remembering them or not. And that's just the nature of human memory. I think that there was a huge amount of political narrative and rhetoric that was propelling that it was really trending. It was this fashion to reject the accounts of survivors of child abuse and
Hmm.
say that they were false.
Hmm.
And it followed a period before that of increasing awareness from survivors and other people about how high the rates of child abuse were.
Hmm.
So it was a kind of predictable backlash. And it wasn't the only backlash going on. There were groups that were formed. There was one called Vocal Victims of Child Abuse Laws that was formed by parents and others who were saying they'd been unfairly
Hmm.
accused by protective services and that they were the victims of the situation. There's just a lot of backlash in the early 90s. And then it lined up with things like backlash against feminism, because then it became an issue of these, you know, hysterical women with these feminist therapists who are making them hate their fathers or whatever. So
Hmm.
it was more political than scientific, I would say. And it took years for the, the science to emerge to more for people to be more aware of it, that yes, for a very long time, people have documented fairly complete forgetting of traumatic experiences that are sometimes and not always remembered.
Hmm. Hmm. It's amazing to me that, right, I mean, I talk about, correlation versus causation, right? That these two, it's amazing to me that there were these, that at the very moment that experts like you were establishing greater and greater scientific certainty that this dynamic exists, that people forget trauma for years and it comes back, and just because they forgot doesn't make it any less likely to be true. And then along comes this, as you say, this political fashion, this mainstream media kind of fashion, in which people are shooting them down and constructing narratives about, like you say, hysterical women trying to bring good men down and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those The fact that that was happening in parallel to is not it's not lost on me. That feels important to point out.
Yeah.
So then you went on, and don't let me mischaracterize your background here, but as I remember, you went on to then begin, as this political fashion rose, and you had more and more political figures um, having to deal with accusations of abuse and betrayal that they had perpetrated, you began to notice a sort of choreography to how they dealt with those accusations and pushed back against them, and that went on to form this theory that I want us to talk about next. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what's going on historically at that moment that leads you to begin to crystallize, and you're thinking, oh, there's a pattern here, there's a choreography here.
Yeah. Um, well, I think you're referring to DARVO,
Hmm.
the pattern that I named DARVO, and that's an acronym for Deny, Attack, and Reverse Victim and Offender. And I first named DARVO, first saw it and named it in the mid 1990s, and mentioned it in an article I published around 1997. And the two main things that really crystallized for me to see the pattern was, in fact, my own experience. And then also something that I watched on national television along with a lot of other people, which I'll come back to in a minute. But in my own case, um, my family situation was made public, not by me, but by my parents and other people. And I was subjected to quite a lot of retaliation as a consequence of that. And I was described in ways that I knew were highly inaccurate. I experienced my own full my own experience with DARVO. And
Mm,
so just to say a little bit more about this acronym, the D deny means that when somebody says, this bad thing happened, you did this bad thing to me, you hurt me, that person who is being held accountable denies it, says,
mhm,
no, no, I didn't have sex with that woman, or whatever
mhm,
form the
mhm,
denial will take. And um, the A, attack, is reference to going to the next step, which is to attack the person who's raising the issue. And often that attack is against credibility. So false memory is a perfect attack on credibility.
mhm.
Your memory is faulty. What you're claiming is it didn't happen because something's wrong with your memory.
It's
Or
brilliant too. It's brilliant too because it doesn't put the blame on you, but it makes you a not a credible
right,
source. So it
right.
doesn't say you're lying. It
It's
says you're just
confused,
stupid, kind of.
deluded, and
Yeah,
yeah,
confused, deluded, whatever it is. That's
not
right.
there's something wrong with your mental ability. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it is. And sometimes it went hand in hand with saying that this these bad feminist therapists implanted this false belief in you. So
Right.
there
You were
might have
taken
been
advantage of. Right,
right, right.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then reverse victim and offender occurs when the person who is making the claim is painted as the offender of something. So you're falsely accusing me. You are hurting me. I'm the victim here because look what's happened to my reputation and so on. So it just reverses very cleverly and insidiously sort of who is the victim and who is the offender. So I experienced that to some extent and I saw it around me. But what also really made it very clear for me was watching the confirmation hearings for Clarence Thomas.
Mm,
And the way that Anita Hill was treated by Clarence Thomas, but also by the Senate committee and other the media and people all over, that what she was saying was denied. Her credibility was attacked, and then she was painted as the offender, and that Clarence Thomas was the victim. And I think why that was so powerful for me was that Clarence Thomas, his prior position had been a leader in the EEOC, which
mm,
is the uh, organization in the federal government that really would address issues of sexual harassment.
right.
And so, given his background, a response that I would have expected, let's say he, was innocent or believed he was innocent of what was being said, and Anita Hill was somehow wrong. Let's say that's the case. Then wouldn't he say, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm so upset you're saying this. I'm confused. I don't understand. But I know how hard it is to have these discussions and how important it is in our society. We can talk about sexual harassment. So I do want to have an open conversation about this and see if we can figure out what went on. I mean, something like that. But it was an over the top denial, an angry attack, and an angry.
Here's what he said. Here's were his words. This is a circus. It is a national disgrace. As a black American, as far as I'm concerned, it is a high-tech lynching for uppity blacks who in any way deign to think for themselves, to do for themselves, to have different ideas. It is a message that unless you kowtow to an old order, this is what will happen to you. You will be lynched, destroyed, caricatured by a committee of the U.S. Senate rather than hung from a tree.
And, of course, it's true that Black Americans continue to be treated in ways that are have some of the characteristics that he said. The person who was bravely raising her own personal experience was also a Black American, and how was she treated? So, yeah,
And
it
just
was.
for those too young to have been around for those hearings, right? Anita Hill, who worked under Thomas at the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission at the Department of Education, said he repeatedly asked her to go out. He'd talk about sex in vivid detail. He'd talk about his sexual prowess all the time. He talked about pornographic films. Yeah, she got on the stand and gave a very calm, brave, I mean, hysterical is not the word you would use for her testimony. She gave just ice cold testimony about the dates and times and incidents that she recalled.
Yeah.
And his response was, yeah, like you say, not in any way. I mean, not even to really in the language we were just re-experiencing there. He's not denying it there. He's talking about something else entirely. He's attacking his accusers in general, the system of accusation in general. So in watching that, that's where this sort of reverse victim and offender concept began to crystallize for you.
Yes.
hmm Well, it's interesting, then we see, so when you and I knew each other at the Center for Advanced Study of the Behavioral Sciences, Justice Brett Kavanaugh, now Justice Brett Kavanaugh, was having his confirmation hearings. And he, at that time, uh, was also faced an accusation from, in this case, someone he knew as a teenager, of sexual assault. And he also said he protested that his confirmation process had become, quote, and that's exactly what he said, a national disgrace. He used the same language as Clarence Thomas. And to me, I wonder, I mean, give us some sense of this, right? DARVO, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender, as a choreography for dealing with an accusation that you want to go away. How consistent is this? Like, how often have you documented this kind of tactic being deployed?
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably has goes way back, but I fear that it has become more frequent because it has been effective for people and on television, and so people see, oh, this gets you out of the hot seat, and
Mm-hmm.
um, so when really powerful people do it and they get away with it, it really probably increases and encourages the use of it. One of the things sometimes people will say to me is, "Well, wouldn't an innocent person do that?" And sure, an innocent person can use DARVO. Well, that's a possibility, but they don't have to. Nobody has to respond with DARVO. They're more constructive responses. And in a study that we ran, we found that if people did use DARVO and observers, an experiment where observers encounter somebody using DARVO or not using DARVO after a very similar kind of situation, that when they use DARVO, it really does make most people see the victim in a worse light, less
Mm,
credible. And so, but it also takes the person using the DARVO some too. It's kind of nasty stuff. In our research, and most of it, which I did in collaboration with Sarah Harsey, we also found that DARVO, and now, we have a couple studies on this now, is bad for the person who gets DARVO'd. It
mm,
increases PTSD symptoms and self-blame, and it's a bad thing to do to victims. So one of the things I tell people is, even if we don't know what happened in the past, even if somebody's innocent being accused, the DARVO itself is damaging. It shuts down conversations. It hurts the people who are the target. It confuses observers. One of the good things we learned in our research is if we educate people about the pattern, they're less susceptible to it. So,
mm, mm.
suggesting, if people can recognize it and go, oh, that's what's happening to me here.
I mean, what's amazing to me is how often I now encounter it, and I'm gonna warn everybody listening here, now that you know that there is a empirically supported finding that people accused of bad stuff very often resort to denying it, attacking their accuser, and then reversing victim and offender, you're gonna see it everywhere. It is incredible how often it comes up. And I will say, so I wanna talk in a moment about how you're seeing this now, because now it is daily. I'm seeing it daily in the political
Daily.
discourse, right?
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I also want to talk about one of the sort of unfortunate side effects of it is that at a time when I was telling everybody I knew about this concept and about your work in it, because I just thought it was so amazing. Unfortunately, and this is because of the media landscape we're in, I think, in the political moment we're in, one of the ways that it would come back to me was people talking about it as a tactic for winning courtroom cases. And I remember I had you on when I was at NBC. I had you on for an interview about this when the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case was taking place, because I don't even remember now which lawyer it was, but one of the lawyers, I think it was Depp, talked about using DARVO, using it as a thing, right? And so when did you become aware that it became had become sort of a legal tactic in a way that I'm sure you never intended?
Yeah. I mean, if you just look at before the term was around, and you just look at uh, how defense attorneys typically say defend somebody accused of, say, a sex crime, they tend to DARVO
Mm,
in the courtroom. So they they on behalf of their client set it up to deny the action occurred, and then attack the credibility of the person making the accusation, and then paint the person who made the accusation as the offender. I mean, so it's an age old tactic. Um, what does worry me is that once there was a name for it, and it got used so effectively by very powerful people, that it was more consciously and purposely used.
mhm.
I do hear that sometimes it is, that's horrifying to me. It was
I
never,
bet.
yeah. I mean, but all I can think is, well, people just need to know. They need to learn about it so that they can recognize it and hold people accountable when they are using DARVO.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. So in this moment that we're in now, I see, people very often say about, for instance, President Trump, that he and other people around him tend to accuse their political enemies of the very thing they do. This is rhetoric I hear a lot from analysts, and it seems very correct, right? The second that you know we, that just as President Trump is accusing Hillary Clinton in the 2016 race of being, a Russian stooge, it turns out that he has very close ties to Russians. And just as he's accusing her of, keeping emails in an unsafe way, a federal warrant goes out to search his place and finds that he's been holding classified documents in the bathroom of Mar-a-Lago. And so this, and in biographies of the president, there is always this talk about how he learned from an early age that the best possible defense is to attack, and that relentless attack is the move. And so to me, I feel like there's an entire political class right now. And like I say, daily, it feels to me like I'm seeing DARVO deployed. And I wonder, do you agree with that? And what is it like, as someone who studied this your whole career, to think about, to witness this metastasizing the way it is?
Sure. No, you're right. And there's there's ways you can reverse victim and offender and attack that don't require accusing somebody of doing exactly what you're doing.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
there is this brand of DARVO that does just that. And you're right. In the political sphere, we keep seeing it, and especially from Trump, to the point now where if he accuses somebody of something, I immediately think, oh no, what has he done and what is he planning to do? Because, why is that on his mind? Um, I first noticed how much Trump used DARVO and used it very effectively in his response to accusations of his own sexual
Hmm.
misconduct. And um, it it was very clear in his first, before he was elected the first time, and early in his early first administration, that he was quite good at this and quite able to do that. He really did it again around the court cases involving E. Jean Carroll and her successful court cases in which he was found liable for sexual misconduct. So he still nonetheless continued to DARVO, and then
Hmm.
that led to more court cases because
More
of what that
sanctions. That's
when they,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but more recently, I've noticed it when he talks about, his political, well, national, international leaders. I mean,
Yeah. Right.
my experience with the way he flip-flopped on Ukraine, flip-flop in the sense of for the United States, maybe. It's always how he felt about it, but in terms of national policy and the way he treated and talked about Zelensky.
Right. Calling him a
My,
dictator, referring
yeah,
to him as if he's somehow the authoritarian and not the one
right.
whose country
And
was invaded.
accusing him of starting the war. I mean,
Hmm.
that just is very classic
The
Darvo.
ultimate RVO. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
exactly. And so, um, I think it would be really helpful for people to be able to identify that and sort of call it out and understand it.
So let's talk about this part of it, right? What is the self-defense lesson we can learn from you about this? Because more and more, it seems to me, as this tactic is proven effective, as it has since the 90s and increasingly is in this political moment, what do you do when you're in that position? If you were, and I know you aren't, you're not a consultant to politicians, nor would I want you to be, but if you were to be in their chambers and helping, a Senate staffer get ready for, a conversation with somebody who's going to do this, how do we, or how do they prepare for this? What is the jujitsu you can do on someone who deploys
Yeah,
DARVO?
that's a really great question. And, I don't know for sure. And I almost want to say it's an empirical question. We should do a study and see, but, but in dealing with so there's two different kind of scenarios. One, you are the target of DARVO, and one, you're observing it. When you're the target of DARVO, it is very disorienting and unnerving. And so just managing your own emotional reaction is one of the tasks you have. And knowing about DARVO, being able to spot it and tell yourself, and even plan, expecting it and knowing so that you're not caught off guard by it, can help you, the target, manage the situation. It's somewhat a separate question of should you use that knowledge in confronting the person? And, that's going to be so situational. If your goal is to de escalate, it might not be wise to start accusing the person accusing you of using DARVO, because then you can just
Hmm.
start creating accusations, and it may just escalate and not get you anywhere. If you're an observer, you're just watching something, which most of us are most of the time, when we read the newspaper, watch TV and see this stuff going on, it it's really beneficial for our own understanding of the world, again,
Hmm.
to see it and understand it. And would hasten to add, the fact that somebody used DARPA doesn't prove that they are guilty of the underlying thing that they've been accused of.
Hmm.
It raises red flags, but it doesn't can never be used as proof. It's
Hmm.
just what it is proof of is that behavior in the moment, and that behavior in the moment itself is harmful and not
Hmm.
constructive.
That's interesting.
So
My
it's
instinct when I see somebody deploy it, I immediately think they're up to no good and hiding something important. It's interesting to me that you, as someone who spent decades studying this and formulating this theory, can be as even keeled about that as you seem to be. The idea that people can do it, but maybe they actually, they Darvo somebody, but maybe they weren't in fact, maybe they aren't in fact using it to obscure wrongdoing on their own part.
well, yeah, I mean, I would use the phrase red flag because
Yeah,
it's probabilistic. So we know because we
sure.
have studied who uses DARVO. And we do know some things about people who are more likely to use DARVO. And, one thing we know, for instance, is that people who are more likely to use DARVO are also more likely to be sexual harassers.
Hmm.
But it's not a perfect correlation. It's
Right,
not like
right.
every sexual harasser uses DARVO or everyone uses it's a pretty strong correlation, but
Hmm.
that's all it is.
Hmm.
So it's a red flag. But here's a scenario where somebody might use it even though they're innocent of what they're being accused of. They may have learned this as a technique in their family and their culture. And they might have, even been coached to do it so that they just do it automatically. And I've certainly had people after they learn about Darvo tell me, oh my goodness, I've done this to people. Like
Hmm.
I've Darvoed
Hmm.
people. And
Well,
and
and
so I
yeah, I would argue that there is a whole class of conservative political commentator who came up in the era of it and have now adopted it as, not just an occasional tactic, but the whole intellectual brand. That is, I feel like the conservative media ecosystem, that is how it processes stories, is through exactly those things. Yeah.
yeah,
So now that we think about, you now are you created something, you were in the midst of doing it when we first met, called the Center for Institutional Courage,
yeah,
and you, in putting that together, helped me. I in fact have, in my professional life, had to, as a journalist, speak to people who are, coming out of an incredible amount of trauma or betrayal. I very often in my job have to interview people about terrible things in their past. And you taught me, for instance, to give them as much agency as possible in deciding how much or how little to tell me, and without violating the journalistic ethics that I am trained in, which is you want to get, you don't want to get anybody a chance to pre-rehearse their responses or anything, but you do want, when people are under trauma and choosing whether to speak about it, you have to give them a certain amount of agency in order to give them the support they've been denied through whatever betrayal they've kind of gone through.
yeah,
And that was a really fundamental sort of learning for me. Tell us a little bit more about sort of, in a world in which people do abide by the sort of norms of institutional courage that you've been trying to create through this institute. And given what we know now about a world that, if you don't have that, darvoed each other to death, what are some of those fundamental things? What would we want in a world of institutional courage?
yeah. Um, and just to bookmark, maybe we should also just come back to a little bit more about institutional betrayal and what we know about
Let's
it.
start there. Let's talk about that first. That
Okay,
I think
then
that
come
gets us
back.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So after I studied betrayal trauma for a couple decades and with my students and colleagues, and we documented how much betrayal trauma was associated with all sorts of um, kinds of harms. Um, we moved to what we call institutional betrayal, which is very similar, but it's when the perpetrator of the betrayal is something, some larger entity than an individual. So rather than a parent, it might be a whole family, or it might be a whole school, or it might be a whole hospital. And we developed measurement ways to measure institutional betrayal and
Mm,
documented that institutional betrayal adds harm for people. We can sort of hold constant the amount of betrayal trauma they experienced and then add and see what's the additional effect of institutional betrayal. It's associated with more harm. And the thing about institutional betrayal is we can really fix this. This
mm,
institutions are relatively contained. They have boundaries in some sense around them. They tend to have resources. They're populated by adults who, have power in them. And so institutional courage grew out of that realization that institutional betrayal is something we can fix,
mm,
or we should be able to fix once we understand how it operates and how to sort of provide an antidote for it. And compare that to the problem of sort of fixing all the very messed up interpersonal relationships in our world. That's a much harder problem. It's much more diffuse and more difficult. But we should be able to fix institutional betrayal. And if we do, we can reduce the amount of suffering and
mm,
harm people are experiencing. And the other thing about institutional betrayal is often it happens despite people's reasonably good intentions.
mm.
I sometimes draw an analogy to the situation where people at some point in the past did not understand about germs and sanitation and would throw their trash out the window, and that would lead to rats and fleas and terrible diseases and plagues, and it would lead to death and suffering. And it wasn't that when people threw their trash out the window, they were trying to lead to death and suffering. They did not know. There's a lot of institutional betrayal like that, where people are
Mm,
doing harmful things um, without knowing. So that's also kind of good in the sense that then we can teach people and fix it,
mhm.
and make our institutions better and stronger. I always, when people talk about it's so sad that institutions aren't trusted, and it's part of the problem we're in right now. And I agree, it's so sad. But the answer isn't to force people into blind trust. The
Right,
answer
blow up
is
the
just
institutions, that's right.
yeah, or blow up the answer is to make the institutions trustworthy,
Mm. So
to,
let's
heal them,
le
and that's institutional courage. So,
and so let's talk about, can I give you perhaps a specific topic, a specific example, and maybe this can be
yeah,
a way where we think about this. So I know you've done a lot of work around how college campuses and university campuses deal with reports of sexual assault and sexual abuse. The statistics on that are really frightening.
yeah,
The I was looking at a study from RAIN, which runs the big national sexual assault hotline. They say that it is about 1 in 4 undergraduate females experience rape or sexual assault through physical force, violence, or incapacitation. Is the number they cite, and that it is I mean, it is the greatest proportion of total on-campus crimes in the United States. So a big, big pervasive problem. One, I didn't understand was as pervasive as it was, honestly, until the Me Too movement came along. I was quite blind to all of that. I can imagine myself being one of these well-intentioned administrators who might screw it up. So tell us a little bit, how has our thinking about institutions and how they should deal with that changed in the context of betrayal and courage?
yeah. Well, probably they haven't changed as much as they should have. I can
Sure.
say more about how I hope they change.
Yeah, maybe
And
that's how
yeah,
we're thinking about
and
this.
and and some institutions have taken some real steps. So, one thing that happens when students are exposed to that kind of violence and they try to bring it to the attention of the the school officials is that the response they get from the school officials can be very betraying. It can be blaming them. It can be trying to convince them um, that it was no big deal or it was their fault or that it's going to really mess everything up. If comes to light, it will hurt the reputation of the institution. I mean, there's just a whole host of terrible responses that
I can
students
imagine I can imagine
often get.
myself I can imagine myself in a more blinkered time thinking, "Oh, why don't we put you and the person and the man you say did this together in a room to and we'll talk together and figure it
Right.
out that way."
Yeah.
That I can imagine being a form of tremendous institutional betrayal that I'm not sure I would have understood as such.
Yeah. And there's, a whole lot of ways that whole thing can go wrong. And historically has typically gone wrong. I mean, there's not been that many times that it's gone that well for students. And, then they hear about that in the grapevine. And
Mhm.
then when new events occur, a lot of students won't bring it to the school's attention. In fact, most students don't. It's pretty rare when people do willingly report because they know that or they believe that the response is probably going to be just more hurtful to them. All that can be changed. I mean,
Hmm.
we know a lot about how to respond well. We know a lot about what some people might call trauma informed education and how to have a reporting policy that's trauma informed. So, that's just an example of a fixable situation. Another thing is people can put those positions of power, like deans or presidents, often are woefully ignorant about that psychology of victims. So victims often are passive in that event of an assault. And this is well understood by sexual violence researchers, but has not been well understood by the public
Hmm.
and um, and people who aren't experts. And that ignorance can lead to very terrible responses, not believing the victim or telling them, if that happened to you, why didn't you report it? What's wrong with you?
Hmm.
Or forcing the victim, once they do report it, to go public with the information before that's in their interest, and certainly a violation of their agency. So there's the ignorance is just, part of the problem. But again, this could be fixed with
Hmm.
education.
Hmm.
One of my favorite so I've identified some steps of institutional courage, and I put them on the website of the Center for Institutional Courage so people can access them and see
What
if
is
they're
that?
useful.
What is
But
that URL? Let's plug it.
oh, I'd have to look it up. I'm
Here,
terrible.
I'll look.
I
That's
think it's
okay.
institutionalcourage.org, and the particular steps are under the education, but under resources for change makers. If
And
you
dear
open
listener,
that.
I can confirm it is. It's institutionalcourage.org.
Okay, yeah. Uh, so one of my favorite steps is what I call cherish the whistleblower, or cherish the truth teller. I think this is another one that's just so fixable. Again, I want to do a little analogy here. There have been times in manufacturing and in the software industry when the corporations have figured out that being told about problems is really good because then those problems can be fixed. So,
Mhm.
um, people have been paid in the software industry to find bugs so that they can be fixed. And
Mhm.
in auto manufacturing, there'd be people who were paid to find problems with the cars coming
That's
off the
right.
assembly
The
line.
Toyota is famous for its Kaizen system that does
Yeah,
exactly that. Everybody is incentivized to spot a problem early. You're rewarded if you spot it early. And once the problem is spotted, the whole factory shuts down and everybody tries to solve that problem until it's fixed.
right. And then, and think about preventative health care, after a certain age, most of us will go in for the dreaded colonoscopy, not because we think that's a fun thing to do, but because we want to find out if there is a problem that is better addressed sooner than later. And so
Mm.
I think it's intuitive to people, actually, that finding out bad news is sometimes a really good thing
Hmm.
because you find it out and then deal with it. And if you don't find it out, the problem grows and festers and may get to the point where you can't deal with it or it, much more damaging. So by analogy, the same holds true for all sorts of kinds of betrayal. That when somebody comes forward to in an institution and tells the leaders, this bad thing happened to me, or there's this systemic problem I'm observing, or whatever it is, that information should be treated as just really precious
Mm,
for the institution because it gives those leaders an opportunity to address the problem before it gets any worse, before it explodes, maybe before it creates a PR disaster, whatever.
mm,
But most often, the response to the person who comes forward, the whistleblower, the truth teller, is very, very much the opposite of cherishing. They
mm.
are punished, they are ignored, they're ghosted, they're fired.
Yeah.
It's a blame the messenger and sweep it under the rug kind of response. And that is not good for institutions. It
Mm.
might be in the very short term expedient, um, but it is really bad for the institutions in the medium and long term.
And is there a risk that if you, I hesitate to use this phrase, but if you over cherish the whistleblower, do you create an incentive structure where people begin to come forward with false accusations too often? Or do you find that the mental burden of coming forward at all tends to sort of even that out?
Yeah, I don't think we have much experience with over cherishing, but I would say part of the answer is going to be how are you cherishing them? I'm not actually thinking of monetary reward. What
Right.
I'm thinking of is what most whistleblowers want, which is to be heard, acknowledged, and then things to be fixed. And it's
Mm.
hard to see, how it could be harmful to try to fix things that, are problem. So, sometimes whistleblowers are treated with such respect. And when they come forward, they are listened to. And then leaders do take them seriously and invite the whistleblowers to help them fix a broken system. And
Mhm.
that's the most rewarding thing for a whistleblower. It's hard to see how that's going to incentivize a lot of bad behavior. I mean, I would never want, to have a system where somebody comes forward and makes an accusation against another person that we automatically believe them and punish the other person or anything like that. I mean,
Right. We're not
it,
tossing out the burden of proof for the legal
right. Due
system.
process remains very important. And, it's about respect
Mm.
and, and figuring out, what actions should follow from this information in a way that conveys to the whistleblower that they're being taken seriously and it was worth their courage to come forward.
Especially in a moment when, like we've been discussing this whole hour, the political fashion, the media fashion has become increasingly hostile to what you're describing and much more aimed at, a sort of public knife fight until one side is exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Jennifer Freyd. Jennifer, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I enjoyed talking to you.
The Rip Current podcast is produced and created by me, Jacob Ward. And if you would like to see more of this kind of content, you can read and watch and listen to all sorts of things at theripcurrent.com. And if you like this show, do me a favor. Go into the Apple Podcast app, into whatever app you're using to listen to this, and not only should you like it, but if you wouldn't mind sharing it with someone and leaving a review, that is the best possible way to get this to a new audience. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you listening.